folks. So we have a full moon happening in Leo on the 12th of February at 1:53 p.m. GMT time. And that is at 24 degrees and 5 seconds. And oh my gosh, done is better than perfect. I've been faffing about with my light and my camera. I thought, just do the damn video. So here I am. Good metaphor for life, though. Done is always better than perfect, right? Because otherwise we procrastinate. I've done it. So this full moon in Leo is obviously we've always got that polarity with the full moon. So we've got Leo is opposite Aquarius. So we are on this axis of Leo is all about confidence, courage, shining our light, being creative, self-expression. It is a warm and generous energy. People that are Leo just radiate with confidence, or people that have lots of Leonine energy in them. We all need a bit of that. So it's a feel-good energy. And this full moon is actually in a square to Uranus. So, talking about the courage and the self-love themes, there's a really playful energy to Leo, which actually reminds us to tap into our inner child. Okay, so if you know me or know my journey, I feel like I'm quite connected to my inner child. I always make sure I do things that bring me joy in the week, and really just communicate with that inner child and say, okay, well, what do you need to feel safe? What do you need to feel more joyful today? And it's the small things we do. So really start that relationship with your inner child if you haven't already. Sit with her or him and ask, what is it you need? What is it you feel curious about? That is the question I bring, because curiosity and wonder are very childlike states, which when we get older, when we get adults, we forget to play and communicate with that inner child. She or he just wants to be seen and heard. And often if we're not cultivating joy and giving ourselves that time to play, then we're going to feel drained. We're going to feel lethargic. We're going to feel like life just feels mundane. So this brings the magic. And this full moon is a reminder to really connect with what brings you joy and looking at the small things in our daily life. Like the other day, I was just looking at Paul, and Nala, my cat, was on him, and it was just so sweet. It just warmed my heart because he loves that cat. Little things like that, warm and expand our hearts. And Leo rules the heart space. So anything that makes you feel warm and fuzzy, like this is the time to create space for it at this full moon. So with that full moon, because we're opposite Aquarius, that Leo Aquarius axis, Leo is about me, it's about shining, your uniqueness, whereas Aquarius is about community and like how can I be of service to the community? How can I help humanity expand and grow in some way? So we need to hold both of these themes in mind at this full moon. So just be aware you're not falling too much into community and abandoning your uniqueness and the lines getting blurred. But with that Uranus in a square, there may be something radical or something unexpected, like a situation that comes that throws you off or shakes your self-confidence. Just look out for that. And often a knock, even something unexpected, or at the time it feels a bit crappy, it's a bit of a wake-up call. Uranus is like the wake up, the planet of radical ways. So this may be radical shift or something that you feel is an awakening you to how can I love myself at a deeper level. So even if you felt angry or whatever in that situation, feel what is it here to teach you. and be grounded in that, because that is a very erratic energy that we can get really like angst and anxious about. So be mindful and be aware not to go into too much indulging in I know best. Because the shadow side of Leo is like, I know what I'm doing, it's all about me, that self-assertion, which is brilliant, but when you don't listen to another's point of view, it can be detrimental. So the I know best, reserve your judgments, because if you come into anything with a beginner's mindset, you're going to learn something from everyone and from life. You're going to learn more rather than saying, you know, I know everything. We don't know everything. If we keep an open mind, we can always learn and evolve as humans. So keeping that your mind flexible and open is really, you know, a good thing at this time. So the fire is the warmth and generosity. So it's just a really light-hearted energy. Spend time with people that expand your heart, that make you feel warm and fuzzy, and do those things that also spark that creativity and give you that feeling of like self-confidence. We also have Mercury, and it is conjunct the full moon. So there is this like mischievous, playful energy coming in here. Mercury is like the messenger of the gods. So he communes with the upper world and the middle world. So you may feel like sparks of inspiration or ideas that are coming to you. And as I mentioned in we talked about in the yearly forecast, do check that out. Mars is still retrograde. So Mars is going to be going direct on the 23rd of Feb. So this will help speed up our projects and our visions that we are working on. So that Mercury, you might get more information about that vision or that dream that you are pursuing this year. Maybe it might not have been clear before. Hopefully this full moon is going to illuminate the way. And obviously full moons are a time of culmination. So really look at, you know, just be aware, like think back, what intentions did you set the new moon a couple of weeks ago? You may be seeing those seeds starting to come into fruition. Really celebrate those little things that are coming to the surface. And if not, that's okay. These things take time, right? All in divine timing. Just going to take a sip of water a sec. And then we have Saturn in a trine to Mars at this full moon as well. So like I said, Mars is retrograde. So our motivation, our willpower may have slowed down at the moment. But in some ways that's good, because if we have a lot of Mars energy, we can sometimes act too impulsively. And I mean, I know I've done that and not think things through. And sometimes we need to be, you know, spontaneous. But this Saturn trine Mars is giving us a more steady energy, a more, okay, what is the bigger picture here? Like, I'm in it for the long haul. Saturn is all about the long haul, like climbing the mountain. Saturn wants a solid foundation, not to just rush into things. So with the Mars and Saturn, it's like, is this really what you desire? Are you serious? Are you truly committed and devoted to that goal, to that intention that you said you wanted? Maybe looking back at the new moon, are you serious? Are you going to put in the energy that is needed to move that forwards? So it is a reflective energy, but it's also like, right, what are you going to do about that? You really want that? What actions can you take, and what consistent actions can you take? And it might be, you might not know that, but having a kind of loose plan can help you move towards it. Yeah, so this is all about the long path. It's not a quick fix. I always think the most stable things, that the stable foundations we create, they take time to stabilize. You know, you don't build a wall in one day. It's brick by brick by brick by brick. And all those things that you're doing every day, they're what makes a difference. This is coming from a Sun Saturn conjunction and a Capricorn here, so I know well about the Saturn energy. Steady action is needed, things you do every day. And I know we can get impatient. I do too, when we don't see things coming to fruition right now, but this is really stabilizing you and reassessing, okay, what are those foundations I need to put in place now to help me get to the top of the mountain? Yeah. So that is a really good energy. And then because as well that Mars is in Cancer, so there might be a passive aggressiveness here. So be mindful where you put that wall up around to protect yourself. And go into like hypersensitivities. So what else did I write here? Okay, so it is like, in what ways does your body constrict and protect itself when you are taking steps towards your dream, your goal? And then we also have Saturn in a square to Jupiter. This is a bit of an inner conflict. Saturn is about boundaries and commitment, our structure, and Jupiter is about expansion. It's about growth. It's about our finances. It's about our beliefs and our faith. So it's a tricky one. It's like, how can we hold how can we still stay centered in our beliefs, in our whatever we believe in our faith or our spirituality, while also taking those actions that align with that deeper faith? So, again, are you committed to that legacy? How can you sustain the legacy that you are creating right now? And again, it can be small steps, but just be aware that you're not falling too much into, what's the word that's coming to me? Almost blind faith. It's like, we need our faith, we need to trust in the journey, but we also can't sit around and do nothing. So we need to take inspired actions, and we need to have faith and trust in the journey. So holding both of those. And as well, because that Saturn is in Pisces, how can you protect your energy? That is really important. Particularly if I'm talking to the deep feelers here, sensitives, I mean, that is a non-negotiable. Energy protection, putting a golden sphere around you, protection. I've talked about it many times before. This is a loving reminder to do that, because there is a lot of almost wild energies this year as well at the moment. So protecting your energy is going to help your mental health and your emotional health as well, because then okay, this is my energy and that is yours. And as if you are a sensitive soul, you might have a tendency to take on other people's energies because you think you're helping them, but you're actually not. But if you stay centered in your energy, in your truth, in your being, and have that protection, then you will feel a lot better, and it will be easier for you to receive that wisdom and those creative inspirations. They can flow through you more easily. And with that Leo energy, we're probably going to feel our creativity feels more on point. The full moon expands everything. So enjoy it, have fun, and I hope that your creativity flows and you have more clarity about those visions and those projects that you want to work on this year. So enjoy, my loves. Happy full moon. Do let me know what you are creating at the moment. I'd love to hear. Drop it below in the comments, and I send you much love. Bye.